This is it, the final episode of the season. Since we started Beer Together, it's followed us through trips away, recordings on boats, dogs appearing at inconvenient moments, festival chaos, percussive maintenance, background noise, and plenty of evenings where sitting down just having a beer with my mate was a lot easier than recording a podcast. But for the finale, we're going right back to the beginning, before the first proper episode, before anyone was listening, and before we really knew what Beer Together was going to become and where it was going to be listened to. We sat down with one beer and recorded a practice episode that was never meant to be heard and never will be. Today, that beer gets its proper episode. So this is not just the end of the season. It's the place where the whole thing started. Coming back around for one final pour of this season. One last beer, one last Choose Your Fighter, one final episode of the season. Welcome to Beer Together. Cue the music. There you go.
really are full of it.
What? Well, since I epically failed, I'm putting effort in. So I've got the script and everything now.
Oh, script and everything. God's sake.
It all falls apart if I don't write it down
Well, it
somewhere.
sounded nice. It was nice. I was,
We've
cool.
done a lot. We've done a lot. Think about France, Carcassonne, beer festivals. Genuinely, the beer we're going to taste today, which you already know because we've mentioned it in the last two episodes, but if this is your first episode, good luck. And if it's not, Matt, what are we tasting today?
Sumo. It started with Sumo and it will end with Sumo. American Pale Ale from the Mad Squirrel Brewery.
Let's pop it open. We are drinking the 4.7 Hazy Pale in a 440ml can. I've even saved my special glass for it.
So did I.
Oh, you got that one. Okay, cool. So when we first started doing this, we tried Sumo on a number of occasions. Part of it was to try and work out when actually Matt and I are able to talk sensibly to each other and be compass mentis enough for people to listen. So we originally tried recording these on a Monday evening. Failed. We were both tired, tense with work, had enough. The conversation was dry and bitter, very much like some of the flat, very much like the beers we didn't want to taste.
That beer that your son brought.
Got a brother in it now.
That was vile.
Yeah. Oh, the Jamaican.
Well, we should have said that. It's all right, mate.
Thanks, pal. So we tried these dry, weird stuff. We tried it on Monday night. Then we tried it on Friday night. But then we're both so giddy about it being the weekend. And occasionally Matt has to work on a Saturday or had to work on a Saturday. So he wasn't always in the right frame of mind. And I was like, hey, it's weekend. Woo! So the episodes would invariably be just how bad my week had been. We settled on a Sunday afternoon, which is where I've been recording them ever since. And Sumo helped us realise our attitude to beer changed with our mindset. So here we go.
Yeah.
So Sumo, Matt, you should have this down, Pat.
Yes. So name comes from the two hops, Summit and Mosaic. It's tropical fruit. It's classic. It's a lovely orange colour.
It is.
Golden orange, as some say. Citrus, mango, grapefruit, and there's the bit that I love the most, which is a dry bitter finish on the back end. So it's not got any of it's not too sweet. It's not too fruity. It's got that bitterness that I kind of grew up with, I drank bitter all my early years. Never really was a lager drinker. So I had that bitter taste. I like hops. I like the hoppy taste, and that's what's got it. And I love it. I love it.
And it's really interesting. When we did all our practice rounds, we read the bit on the back of the can out several times. And it was only when we got to episode 2 that one of Matt's stories sort of prodded it into being a being on the podcast, was named after the two heavyweight hops that battle it out in this brew, Summit and Mosaic, as Matt has said. Sumo will wrestle your taste buds with a flavour combo of tropical fruit, dank herbs, I remember we talked about this and I come back to it, and weighty bitterness. Other beers may enter the ring, but Sumo will be the last brew standing. 2 episodes later, episode 1 and episode 2, we'd come up with Choose Your Fighter on the back of pick your fighter from Radio City Brewery in Chelmsford. We were nearly there. It's a great beer. I'm with you. Dank herbs, I'm still struggling with as a descriptor.
The dank herb is that bitterness on the back end. It really is. It's that. Yeah, there's a real. It's not too sweet. It's the Goldilocks beer for me. This is. It's not too sweet. It's not too fruity. It's got a bitterness. It's not too bitter.
Yeah.
It's got a good mouthfeel. Last week we talked about the Steady Rolling Man.
Yep, from Dare.
And your objection to it was the mouthfeel. It was too soft. This has got some softness, but it's not too soft.
It's got that bitterness that I really enjoy in a beer. It's a fantastic story. So it started in Hartford as the Red Squirrel Brewery, I believe.
It was.
And then slowly sort of evolved. 20 years later, it changed its name, started opening its own bars. As I said last week, there are 9 of them dotted around Hertfordshire and Buckinghamshire. It's entered supermarkets and some pub chains. We'll talk about that in a minute. And moved increasingly towards modern beer. We were at the London Craft Beer Festival 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we tried the Roadkill when we were there. We also tried a rice lager. There were a number of things there, and I think perhaps no beer that I'm as familiar with has demonstrated that transformation from traditional cask beer to modern IPA, modern hazy IPA.
Yeah, originally they were cask brewers. That's it. They would only ever do cask beer, cask conditioned, the brown beer basically.
Yeah.
Whereas now, this is like golden orange. I love the idea that they pivoted.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
And their presence on social media compared to some of the other brewing companies we've reviewed so far this season, or up till the end of the season, their TikTok during the World Cup was fantastic. It was amusing. Their brewer videos are brilliant. They are really, really just working a little bit harder than a lot of other places. And if you're around Berkhamsted, Amersham, High Wycombe, Chesham, St Albans, Watford, then find their tap room. I know the Amersham one does pizza as well, but they're very, very exciting. And it's just it's that scaling thing when you think about how they changed. So I think you said the other day they're now producing nearly 2 million pints a year,
but they're still independent, and that's the point that I like. 2 million pints, kind of what we were talking about last week. About a small brewers, and they're not a small brewer anymore. They are a massive brewer. They are in supermarkets. They are in Wetherspoons.
Go on. He said
don't
that.
Get me going about Wetherspoons.
Without frowning.
Don't. I did it without frowning because I was trying to get through it without saying the word, without choking on it. We'll come to how pubs and stuff evolved over the years.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a minute, but they are now a major brewer. I don't think they've lost their integrity. I hope they don't lose their integrity.
Well, that's what I'm alluding to with the TikTok. I mean, they've got a classically trained German master brewer, works for them, and he appears in their TikTok videos. It's a fairly young guy. I mean, you say the words classically trained German master brewer, I'm expecting someone who looks a bit like Mad Doc from Back to the Future. But he's a younger guy. He suits it perfectly. And they just seem to always be looking at new ways of presenting themselves to new audiences. So they've done stuff with Taskmaster, the series on Channel 4, with Greg Davis and Alex Crook. They've done stuff with St Albans Football Club. They've, to your point, they launched. Sumo was available when we started this podcast in Waitrose and a few other places. Now it's Roadkill. And you're going to get Sumo from 2 places that I'm aware of, apart from their tap rooms and bottle shops, which is Ocado and your favourite pub chain in the world.
Yeah. Can't even say the word. I don't. I am. Some can call me a beer snob, and you can call me that. I don't think I am. I like good beer. I like what I like. What I am is a pub snob. I am a terrible pub snob, and I know what I like. I know the kind of beers that I like. They work hard at it. My local works hard at it. They've got, their service is good. Their offering is good. It's expensive, I'll be honest. But hey,
we talked about this last week, though. It's about finding your tribe, and we talked about. I think top of my head, I talked about Mixon and Butler last week, but we've certainly talked about Green King in the past, etc. Again,
another company that I have a problem with.
to be fair, anyone with more than 1,500 pubs, you have a problem with. But
nah, that's not true.
I
think I don't like the formulaic. That's what I don't like.
That's what you don't like. Yeah, and I get that, because that's not you're not formulaic, as you can tell from the shirt you're wearing.
Lovely shirt.
It is. We went calm and relaxed. I was going to wear a tux, but that would have been far too formal. We'll wear that for the start of next season. More on that later. But you're not. It's about pubs should be. We talked about being the heart of the community last week. We talk about them being your tribe, and not every pub's going to suit everyone. There's a pub near me called the Millwright Arms, which is a Green King lease pub. Does real ale, really, really, really good. The landlord knows everyone who comes through the door. You're treated like a local. It alludes to sport, but it's not really 15 great big screens and people drinking Peroni, throwing it in the air every time someone scores a goal. I'm quite comfortable there. There's another sports pub near me that is 4 pool tables, 2 dartboards, a screen on every flat surface it could possibly be on. During the World Cup, you can hear any goal that went in from half a mile away. When it's scored, it's that sort of business. Again, I'll go there because it fulfills that part, but I'm with you. I like a local independent where I go in and go, oh, that's new. I've not seen that before. Wetherspoons have done that by putting Mad Squirrel on. But they've opened, and Mad Squirrel have been really clever, because they've opened the door to a whole catalogue of people who would never, ever, and you think about the youth, my kids would hate me already, but you think about the 19, 20-year-olds, when we grew up, we were Barmaid, we were Yateses, we were running those Hogshead, we were running those cool Chicagos, we were running those places that were about
we were running them, I wouldn't drink in them.
No, but that's where people went. Those chains don't exist in provincial towns anymore.
No.
So you look at Aylesbury, where we opened Barmaid, we had a Hogshead, we had a Tasca, we had a Yates's, we had a Yates as well, we had a Chicago Rock Cafe. You had plenty of places. All of them would have a queue every single Friday, Saturday night. People go out and really, really enjoy themselves. Those places don't exist now. So you've got younger people going to Spoons because they're the ones that have come in and taken those vacant spaces. Spoons or Wagamamas or Nando's. I mean, that's a kid's night out. Red Squirrel, very clever, because that's suddenly in the face of every 18, 90-year-old is popping into a Spoons and going, what's that then?
Maybe I need to reevaluate, but I'm not that. I know. I think the last time I walked into a Spoons, now, the only Spoons I will walk into is one at an airport.
Oh, you're very good at walking into them.
I do that quite a bit, yeah.
But they fulfill a gap in the market that it's a shame. And Andy Burnham's come in. It's cutting pubs and clubs. What he's going to do for restaurants will be interesting, because where do you draw the line? Am I a pub? Am I a restaurant? That's going to be...
hotel? Am I this?
Yeah, what am I? Hey, I'm going to put a disco on a Thursday night in KFC. Does that make me a nightclub?
No. No, it does not. In any shape or form, a KFC, no.
Kentucky Fried Disco.
Well, you never know.
Anyway, we've gone off piste already. This is what happened in the practice as well. So Mad Squirrel into Wetherspoons. I can understand why they've done that. I think it's a big risk, to your point, because I think it alienates a load of people that would naturally drift towards them.
Yeah.
Would I?
I don't want them to get. I don't want them to be a neck oil. I don't want, and maybe the investors, anybody who's investing in them does, because they're
crowdfunding.
They've sell it for millions, but 2 listings
in 2015 and 2018.
So yeah,
and
they are crowdfunding at the moment. So I just don't I love the beer and I love their ethos and I love their social media. I think they are a fantastic company, and I worry that it will get Beavertowned.
Snapped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a question, I think.
Which is great for any investor, which is great for the people that work in the company. But it's not good for drinkers. It's not good for me and people who like beer.
But I'm going to hark back to... Yeah, well, I'll hark back to Kirklees, who do the Double Diamond from the episode we did, and we saw them at the Craft Beer Festival. They're still producing cask beer. And again, we talked about the We Are Beer top 550, and this is it. Their Three Swords was somewhere around number 24, 25, I seem to recall from their list. But they're producing Double Diamond at a more, what's the word? Big. That's not the word. Large. That's, you know what I mean, at scale, which helps them, allows them to produce the independent stuff. I mean, Mad Squirrel's evolved from Red Squirrel. Have they literally just gone, okay, we're going to carry on doing what we're doing, but instead of having our baseball cap facing forward, we're going to pop it to the back because we're cooler, and keep going. And they are independent. They are still fiercely independent.
They're still independent, and long may it continue. I think they are a great company. It's a little bit like we did, what was it called? West Coast IPA, who
Dead
then
Reckoning?
changed the name to Dead Reckoning from the...
Hall and Woodhouse?
Well, it wasn't Hall and Woodhouse, but it was
the Badger Brewery.
It was a subsidiary of the Badger Brewery. And that's what they seem to have done, which is spun out a small group, a small part of the brewery, and called themselves something else while they've been doing other things. And keeping the Badger Brewery still going.
We alluded it with I Could Get Better at Tesco for a Quid, which is our current Tuesday Fighter champion from the Pretty Decent Beer Company, who have now got 3 tap rooms. There seems to be and the Wise Monkeys in Colchester we talked about, with their Other Monkey Brewery. Is that what it's called?
The Other Monkey Brewing, yeah.
Well, their pubs are starting to go, hey, you know what? We can start having our own niche our own tribe. I'll reuse words I've used already. But our own tribe of people who like our beer, buy into our brand, and do everything else. If I went to a Wetherspoons in Watford and then I walked past the Mad Squirrel tap room, that's quite clever, because I think I would go, well, I had that. I'm going to pop in there and see what else they do. Do I then drag me away? Fiscally, no, because I'm paying £4 for this in a can from Ocado, whereas I'm drinking beer for £2 from Spoons. Thank you, Tim Martin. And I'm not getting into a fight with him, because what he's done is amazing as a business, and the way he stands up for the UK pub market is brilliant. But he's found his tribe. Should we stop talking about Wetherspoons?
Can we?
Well, I
don't have a problem with it. I just find...
For those of our listeners who aren't from the UK, and around about 30, 35, 36% of our audience aren't from the UK, Wetherspoons is a high street chain in the UK that takes over big old buildings, old cinemas, old bingo halls, old whatever, and then sells beer at volume at a lower price. Don't have music, don't have sports. It's just a community. It's just a high street pub that's open from early doors till late doors, and everything is based on good value, is the best way I'll say it. So I'm trying to think of other concepts around the world, but it's a fairly unique British concept.
No, it is. It is.
And on to Mad Squirrel.
And back
Formed
to Mad
in
Squirrel.
2004. So it's still only 22 years old. It changed its name in 2017 from the Red Squirrel, which is, if you know anything about the home counties where we are, Buckinghamshire, Hertfordshire, the Red Squirrel is a fairly common symbol we have on lots of things. That and the kite. The red kite is pretty much on everything from NHS hospital curtains down to anything anyone wants to sell as craft has a red kite on it, even though there's about 4 of them. I didn't think
there were any red squirrels apart Scotland. No.
Well, they were.
They're bringing them back.
The Rothschild, who had Tring and a lot of the big houses around here, had. There are wallabies, or there were wallabies bouncing around the wilds of Hertfordshire, based on the fact you brought them down and forgot that wallabies can jump small fences.
Quite large fences as well.
So we have a natural history museum in Tring, which is really not quite as impressive as one in London, but free and quirky. So yes, there's a number of animals around here that the red squirrel was kind of one of them.
Cool.
But the red kites, there are 4 genuinely circling outside my window at the moment right now, and they are huge birds. They're beautiful, but I wouldn't leave my cat outdoors now.
No, didn't they used to terrorise the hamsters or something in your back garden? The guinea pigs in your back garden.
We had a guinea pig that we used to put a blanket over the top of it. So, this thing just dive bombed down, and poor Charlie and Ben would just go, "Oh God, I'd be eaten again." Anyway, that's totally irrelevant. Thanks for bringing back a memory from 12 years ago. Sumo. So food tasting. We're 20 minutes in, and we've forgotten to talk about food tasting already.
Okay, so from the top, spicy Asian food.
Tacos.
I'm going to.
Right. Okay, here's the deal. You can say it if the start of next season we both have a fish taco as the intro.
No, don't eat fish tacos. Because this one doesn't have fish tacos on it. Mexican Tex-Mex, nachos, chili, burgers, jerk chicken, spicy food because they heat.
Fried chicken,
but
karage.
If you're going to be doing that, if you're doing, exactly, Korean food. If you're going to do curries, then you'd be looking at kind of the slightly sweeter, more with the coconut cream and stuff in them. Strong blue cheese. What you
Absolutely.
So what you wouldn't use is delicate seafood or sushi or sweet desserts. That's about it.
Again, we
fish
spoke
tacos
about
is not to be mentioned.
No, although it's on the list. We talked about with Daya and Rolling Man that a salty cheeseburger would do really well. This isn't a salty cheeseburger. This is the maturest cheddar you ever found with bacon, jalapenos. As we said at the start, this is 2 hops that are having a fight in a glass, a really good fight, a fun fight, a fight you want to watch. It's not Joshua versus whoever is the other one. My brain's gone blank. It's not Joshua. It's not a fight between Joshua and Tyson Fury. It's a fight you actually want to watch. It's enjoyable, and the food it needs to go with it. Pair it with spicy chicken karage, spicy fried chicken. It's 2 heavyweight hops and a heavyweight dinner. Bosh.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
No, I think you're right. I think that it's there's a lot of really good food. Again, it is the pale. It is the hazy pale. So you are getting the same meals all the way through that we've had quite a lot over the course of our 20 episodes. But I think it's just a good bit of drink. I think it's a good, fun, drinkable, easy drinking beer that you can carry on drinking most of the night. It's not too strong. I think after enough, I'd probably get a little bit sick of it, but I think I get sick of any beer after a period of time because, as you know, I don't swap beer whilst I'm
once you start
during a session. I'd stick to the same beer.
And this episode comes out on my daughter Rosie's 21st birthday, so we will take a quick moment to say happy birthday, Rosie.
Happy birthday, Rosie.
She's not going to drink this, but we might.
No, she probably won't listen to this either.
No, to be fair. She's listened to a few of them, and she occasionally goes, "Oh, you're so embarrassing." Choose your fighter. We're up against I Could Get...
No, I can hear it. Because she's got that deep voice. It's the deep voice in her. And hairy knuckles.
Oi, it's her birthday, be nice. I Could Get Better at Tesco for £1 is our current Choose Your Fighter champion from the Pretty Decent Beer Company, which is a 4.5% session IPA. We're up against Sumo. We're going to have to be impartial on this. We've joked about it at the World Cup, but this is going to be a tougher one than normal. If we go about drinkability...
taste first, or are we going to go do drinkability first?
No, taste and drink. You're absolutely right. And by next series, which will be back, I'll tell you when soon, we will nail this. We will spend the gap working out how this format works properly.
Yeah.
Taste. in its category.
Yeah.
They're in the same
category. It's easy.
category.
Again, it's the same category as the other one. I think it's got better taste because it's got that bitterness, slight bitterness, which the other one doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's slightly more complex, but not as complex as Daya was, because Daya, I think that didn't fall down, but then it moved on to the next bit. But yeah, I think it's got a taste in it. I think it beats. I could get better at Tesco's for £1.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's slightly less fruit, a bit more bitterness, and I like that. I enjoy it. I think it makes your mouth dry enough that you want to have another mouthful. With two fruity,
exactly that.
Two fruity ones, you're like, I've had enough now. But this one makes me want to go have a bit more because my mouth feels like it needs more.
It's dry. Yeah.
Yeah. So for taste and for that also then goes into drinkability. I know that I can have more than one of these.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. The problem is getting hold of them.
Yeah. At the moment, there is a Spoons in town. I may be getting a taxi in a minute.
You do that.
I won't be doing that. It's Sunday afternoon at 2:00. I'm really not going to be heading into
town.
There is a defined type of characters. I've got work in the morning. It is drinkable. I just make sure I have more than one in the fridge at any one point in time. Makes life easier.
Yeah, I will be after this one. We'll be going downstairs and grabbing another because it is. Yeah, I'm not going to have any more after that, I don't think. But
no,
it is a great beer.
That then takes you to 2-0 to Sumo and Mad Squirrel. This really, I mean, it wasn't unobvious from the start of when we started telling you this was going to be our last beer 5 weeks ago. And me keep saying it needs to be a one-word beer title too.
Yeah, that did help. That really did. It wasn't a foregone conclusion. I'm not saying that it was, but I like this beer. This is the thing. When we talk about choose your fighter, it is subjective. It's us. It's
Absolutely.
Not, is this a world-class beer? Nah, probably not. You know, even the We Are Beer classed it as number 15.
Yeah.
But to us, this is exactly what hits our taste buds.
And I would love to hear on Beer Tasting 123 or Beer Together 123 on Instagram and TikTok. We thought about this sort of halfway through the series this year. This time, not this year, because the next series will be out this year. We talked about having a poll at the end of every episode as to whether we'd chosen the right choose your fighter, which would you have chosen. That kind of involves a bit of interactivity. Otherwise, it's just Matt and I voting, and we get the same answer we got on the screen. So from the next series, we will put a poll on the end of every episode. Do you agree? Yes or no? And we'd love to get your guidance on where we go on this journey, because otherwise we will default to
Welsh.
We will default to sneezing in the middle of a podcast. We will default to
speaking in tongues.
We will default to having beers that we enjoy. So we really, again, we'll go back to You Choose We Brew from Vault City. I would love to get us for next series the Iron Brew Sour for us to taste. I am going to hunt it out.
We will hunt it down. I had the Iron Brew Blue Bubble Gum from them, and I had it yesterday, and it will be out on Beer Tasting 123. And it was horrible. It was probably one of the worst beers I've ever had in my life. And that
that's that social media post I need to watch.
I couldn't finish it. It was but it was a one-off for the World Cup for the Scots team, because they're a Scots brewery.
Yeah.
And turn your mouth blue. It was it was ill-advised. In my opinion.
Fair enough.
But it wasn't. It was, but those are the things. But for the next season, definitely get the Iron Brewing. I love Iron Brew. I grew up with it, so I love it.
You did in Corby, as we've talked about before, the most Scottish English town in the world. Last category is
outside Scotland, outside Glasgow. I'm pretty certain that
the
sells more Iron Brew outside.
The Ouija. I don't know what that means. Third one was memorability in its lane, or whatever we're going to call the third category. Is this a more memorable beer than other hazy pale IPAs? Or is I Could Get Better at Tesco for £1 more memorable than Session IPA? I remember there was orange, I think, in the I Could Get Better at Tesco tangerine. For £1. Yeah. But I
keep coming back to this beer.
Because I remember it being brilliant. So I'm going to go 3-0.
Yeah, this one's 3-0, I think.
So Sumo wins are, some people will say this is slightly rigged, but Sumo wins is the only bit we've planned for 20 episodes, 20 and a half, is our final Choose Your Fighter winner.
Sumo would be the last one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we will be back. Season 1 finishes now. We will be back. We're having a little bit of a break to let our livers dry out and recover. We are going to be back the first week in October. So please reach out to us on Beer Tasting 123 and Beer Together 123 Instagram and TikTok, and let us know what you want to taste. I've had some interaction already. Really looking forward to trying some of those beers. And we've said it before, we'll say it again. We don't object to tasting beer we don't like, as long as there's a story behind that we can share with you when we do that. And that brings our first season to a close, with Mad Squirrel Sumo crowned our final Choose Your Fighter champion. We'll be back in October with more beers, more breweries, and a fresh set of challenges. And like I keep saying, we need your help choosing what goes into the fridge. Send us the beers you think we absolutely have to try, the ones you love, the ones you hate, and the ones you simply want to hear Matt struggle to describe. But until October, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us, and keep drinking good beer together. His name is Matt.
And he is Elton.
And we are Beer Together. See you in October.